Kidz Jr.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to RC Kidz Jr. If you cannot join us this morning in our building for Kids Church, which we hope you can, but if you can't, I hope you have a chance to watch this online. So here's a little taste of what we are going to be learning in Kids Church today. So we learned all about the judges of Israel, and we learned that Samuel was the last judge, and that Saul was the first king of Israel. Now Saul's son Jonathan is who we're going to learn about today. Saul, we learned last week, sadly did not have much faith. And because of that, he lost battles, he wasn't very confident, he was sad and angry. He didn't really have faith in God's promises. He didn't believe it when God said he was going to be a king. He didn't trust God to wait for him when God told him to wait. He didn't trust God to provide for him, and so he took things from the bullies instead of just leaving it like God told him to. He had a hard time with having faith. And because of that, he had a lot of other struggles as well. But his son Jonathan, who we're going to learn about today, was a man of faith. He had so much faith in God. And I want to tell you a story today that shows that. Now, during this time in Israel, the Philistines were the big bad bullies who were attacking them and taking their stuff and just doing really horrible things. They did not believe in God. They worshiped a fake God who they thought they had to do horrible things for that fake God. And Philistines had lots and lots of swords and weapons. So we have our pool noodles because it's summer here right now, and these are going to be our Philistine swords. But the Israelites did not have swords, and so they sharpened all of their tools. So we're going to pretend these are our tools. They sharpened their axes and their shovels and their garden tools, and that's what the Israelites are going to have. Not going to do much against a sword, right? Obviously, the people with the swords are going to win the battle, right? That's not what Jonathan believed. Jonathan believed that if God was on their side, they were going to win. Jonathan and his father were the only ones in the whole army who had a sword. The only ones in the whole army. Now, one night, Jonathan and his armor bearer, who was kind of like a friend, probably younger than him, probably just a kid, he said to his armor bearer, "You know what I think we should do? I think we should go over to the Philistines' camp and yell up the hill to them and say, 'Hey, up there!' And if they say, 'Come on up here,' that means that God is on our side, and we're going to go up and fight and be strong and courageous. And if they say, 'Here, we'll come down,' we know that we're going to lose." And his armor bearer said, "Okay, whatever you say." Does that sound like a good plan to you? Two guys, Jonathan was probably just a teenager, and his armor bearer was probably just a kid. Two guys going up to fight the whole army with their big, strong swords? But Jonathan had a lot of faith, and he knew if God was on his side, he was going to win. Jonathan and his armor bearer walked over to the hill, and he said, "Hey, up there!" And the Philistines yelled down, and they said, "Hey, come on up here, we'll teach you a lesson." And Jonathan said, "Oh, that means God is on our side." So he put his sword away so he could use his hands to climb up the hill to where the Philistines were. He didn't even have his sword in his hand. But he had so much faith that God was on his side and that he was going to be okay. So he climbed up the mountain, and sure enough, just like he believed, Jonathan and his armor bearer fought the Philistines, and they won a huge victory for Israel. And the Philistines got so scared of just Jonathan and his armor bearer and God on their side that they ran and fled and ran away in every direction. And King Saul and his soldiers woke up and they said, "What is going on? Look at all of the big bad bullies, the Philistines, running away in every direction. What happened?" Jonathan and his armor bearer had so much faith. So let's talk about some of the things that come from faith. Let's find Jonathan up here. Let's see. We said that Saul lost some battles because he didn't have faith. Jonathan won a great victory because of his faith. What else? Can we see Jonathan somewhere else? Jonathan had courage. Because he had faith, he could be strong and courageous because he had faith in God. And he said, whatever God wants to happen is what's going to happen. So I'm just going to keep doing what I know is right. Because he had faith. You can have faith like Jonathan too. Did you know that? We can have faith, just like our verse says. Now faith is being, let's try it, ready? Now faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we cannot see. Hebrews 11:1. And just like that, and just like Jonathan, you can have faith too, that the things that you hope for, the things that you believe in are true. You can have confidence and faith in that and move forward with courage and have great victories in your life. All you have to have is faith. We love you guys. We hope to see you soon. Bye.